Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Stop us if you've heard this one before. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say that Ridge Forrester is going to have a terrible accident that is going to cause him to lose his memory. Per the latest B&B spoilers, Ridge will fall off a cliff for an unknown reason, hit his head, and forget his memory. Apparently, this will cause Ridge to fall in love with Brooke again, dump Taylor, then when he recovers his memories, he will leave Brooke for Taylor. If this sounds all too familiar, it's because it is. A lot of B&B fans have noticed that this is a repeat storyline of when Bill pushed Ridge off of a helicopter, which caused him to have memory loss. He fell in love with Caroline during that time and left Brooke for her. Of course, the internet certainly did have a lot to say about this storyline. Many B&B fans even commented with "That's interesting." So he ends up with Taylor in the end after remembering. I honestly expected him to get back with Brooke. Another fan of the show wrote, "I'm not even kidding, we're on a loop of recycled storylines. We saw it for about 4 years solid with Thomas. Brad just wants a paycheck, but aside from job security, why is he even still making this show? He clearly hates it. He trolls his loyal audience. He has run the damn show into the ground. He doesn't even attempt at coming up with fresh material anymore." And then there was this comment as well. "Are we really surprised? This show has the least creative writers soap history. It just goes from terribly bad to worse." In a week that promises seismic shifts on The Bold and the Beautiful, fans are in for an emotional and psychological rollercoaster as Ridge Forrester, mogul, patriarch, and eternal heartthrob suffers a dramatic accident that leaves him with no memory of his current life, with Ridge's mind seemingly reset to a distant chapter of his past. Long-buried rivalries resurface, alliances are shattered, and old romances are reignited, all while the family scrambles to help him recover. But not everyone wants Ridge to remember. A tumble in Tuscany. Ridge's devastating accident. It all begins with a romantic business trip gone tragically wrong. Ridge and Brooke travel to Tuscany for a high-profile Forrester International event, celebrating a lucrative new deal. Ridge, ever the perfectionist, ventures alone into a vineyard after an argument with Brooke over Hope and Thomas's rivalry. Distracted and visibly stressed, he climbs a hill to clear his mind. A sudden storm brews. Rain slicks the stones beneath his feet. One wrong step and Ridge slips, tumbling down a rocky embankment. He lands hard, striking his head on a jagged stone. His phone is shattered, the hillside empty, and no one sees the fall. Hours later, a vineyard worker finds Ridge unconscious, bleeding, and unresponsive. Los Angeles panic grips the Forresters back in LA. Word of Ridge's accident sends shockwaves through the family. Brooke is inconsolable. "We were just talking, and now he's fighting for his life." Eric, recovering from his own health struggles, rallies the family. "We've been through a lot, but we've never had to face this," he says solemnly. "Not like this." Taylor, upon hearing the news, drops everything to fly to Italy. Steffi and Thomas follow, united in fear for their father. Even RJ, often caught in the crossfire of family drama, books the next flight out at the Italian hospital. Ridge opens his eyes. But the moment Brooke leans in to kiss him, he recoils. "Who are you?" Ridge's amnesia. A mind rewound to the 90s. Doctors soon confirm it. Ridge has retrograde amnesia. The trauma has erased the last 25 years of his life. As far as Ridge is concerned, it's 1998. He believes Taylor is still his wife. He doesn't recognize Hope as Brooke's daughter, let alone think of her as his stepdaughter. He doesn't remember marrying Brooke multiple times, nor does he recall Thomas's breakdowns, Steffi's marriages, or his rivalry with Dollar Bill Spencer. Even Eric's relationship with Donna comes as a shock. "You left Stephanie," Ridge mutters, confused. "You're with the Logan sister now." Taylor's dilemma: tell the truth or relive the dream. Taylor finds herself walking a tightrope. On one hand, she knows the ethical choice is to help Ridge regain his memory, but on the other, for the first time in decades, Ridge looks at her the way he used to, with love, admiration, and complete devotion. "You're my wife," he tells her with confidence. "I remember our wedding on the beach. The twins were so young." Steffi urges her mother to be honest, but Thomas surprises everyone by siding with Ridge's delusion. He's finally back to who he used to be. He's not chasing Brooke anymore. Maybe this is a second chance for all of us. Brooke fights back. Brooke is devastated but not defeated. "I have fought for Ridge before," she declares. "I'll do it again." She flies back to Los Angeles and fills her home with memories. Wedding photos, love letters, keepsakes. When Ridge returns to LA under medical supervision, she's waiting. He's polite but confused. You say we were married multiple times. That seems impossible. I loved you more than anyone in this world, she tells him through tears. And you loved me back. Brooke begins to retrace their history for him. She plays videos, shows news clippings, even stages a mini recreation of their wedding in front of the family. Still, Ridge stares blankly. Rivalries resurface. RJ becomes the unexpected hero. Though Ridge barely remembers him, RJ becomes instrumental in unlocking fragments of Ridge's memory. Through patient conversations, RJ shares father-son moments they had together, surfing, building model airplanes, designing digital fashion. None of that sounds familiar, Ridge says. But I want to believe you. One evening, RJ shows Ridge a video from a long-forgotten Christmas where Ridge had surprised him with a vintage guitar. Ridge's eyes well with tears. I said I'd always protect you. It's the first time Ridge refers to RJ as son, unprompted. A new designer emerges at Forrester Creations, while Ridge's absence leaves a void at Forrester. Eric suggests giving Steffi full control until Ridge can return to his duties, but Thomas has other ideas. With Ridge now championing Thomas's 1990 designs, edgier, with sharper silhouettes, Thomas sees an opportunity to reclaim his legacy. Dad finally sees what fashion used to be, Thomas says. I'm not stepping aside anymore. This sparks a fierce rivalry with Steffi. The siblings battle over vision, brand identity, and whether to preserve the present or return to the past. You want to relive some glory days that never existed. Steffi growls, wake up. This is the future. But Ridge, stuck in the past, sides with Thomas. Brooke's plan, love is the cure, refusing to give up. Brooke hatches a risky plan, one only someone who knows Ridge's heart could try. She proposes a trip to Big Bear Cabin, where so many of their love stories began and ended. I want to show him our history, she says. In a place filled with our memories, Taylor reluctantly agrees. But if this doesn't work, you need to accept that the man you loved may never come back. At the cabin, Brooke recreates their favorite dinner, plays their wedding song, even wears the same dress she wore when Ridge first said I love you. It stirs something. You sung to me once, Ridge murmurs. Yes, Brooke smiles, fighting back tears. I sang Unforgettable. Because that's what you are to me. He kisses her, softly, tentatively, a flicker of memory, then darkness. Again the next morning, Ridge wakes up dazed and confused. He remembers nothing of the kiss. Brooke is heartbroken. We were so close, she tells Hope, and then he slipped away again. But privately, Ridge stares at his reflection. He sees a man he barely knows, and behind his eyes, a flicker of doubt. The twist, someone's manipulating Ridge unbeknownst to the Forresters. Someone wants Ridge to stay in the past. A shadowy figure is seen bribing a nurse at the Italian hospital to delay any neurological treatments. The figure, Sheila Carter. Sheila knows a lucid Ridge would demand her exile and turn Steffi and Finn against her permanently. But an amnesiac Ridge, he's chaos. Exactly the kind of distraction she needs to worm her way back into the family. When Deacon confronts her, she doesn't deny it. He's already ruined half of his family's lives with his memory. I'm just giving him a little push. The cliffhanger. A new threat emerges as the week closes. Ridge sits in his office alone, sketching in silence. Eric walks in. You all right, son? I've been having dreams, Ridge replies, tapping his pencil nervously. Flashes. A woman, running in the rain. Someone screaming. A child's voice. My voice. Do you think your memory's coming back? Ridge looks up. I don't know, but I think something's missing. Something big, and then a knock at the door. The visitor. Taylor, holding an envelope. I wasn't going to show you this, but it's time you knew. This is what happened to you that day in Tuscany. And it wasn't an accident. Thanks for watching this video, and please, subscribe our Bold and Beautiful Update YouTube channel for more update news.